Okay.
Go ahead.
I just was impressed with some of the comments that Randy was making, because when Joe and I are in front of the judge, we're sort of in a different zone. We hear things our way. So Randy, how did you see it?
Well, I was actually relatively impressed and surprised with what happened today, because it's pretty clear that you and Joe are on the offensive here, because the charges have been dropped. My analysis, for just whatever it's worth, is that if you stand your ground and keep doing the way you're doing, the charges may be dismissed, because they obviously today wanted to offer you a reduction from a criminal charge to just a violation, which would just be something that would be a monetary forfeiture rather than any potential of actual prosecution.
Right.
So they dropped that. So you and Joe are clearly on the offensive here, and the powers that be in this particular case seem to be on the retreat.
But Joe's been a 40-year cannabis activist, and so Joe, what do you think of that?
Oh, I think it's good. I think we got him. And now that we have the actual dashboard tape of the police, we can show that the cop acted illegally, and it shouldn't even be a violation.
Unless they edited.
And not only that, though, depending on what's there, if the police actually have, as I have heard over the course of the case, actually change their story and misrepresent what actually happened, if there's something in the record that they stated that actually contradicts the tape, then the case would probably have to be thrown out, because the police in this case lose their credibility as a witness.
Right.
I just want to thank every single person who wrote an email, made a call, sent a letter. They came in from all over the world. The clerk here is excellent. She gives us honest service, impeccable honest service. They would go on to Kingston and the prosecutor. And I also want to thank the Woodstock Museum, because the Woodstock Museum, there are the keepers of the Woodstock Museum, Shelley and
We're not
Nathan.
alone. It's a public group.
They really are keeping the archives, the real record of what's going on. And as I said in court, Nina Pasterpak, the county clerk, refused to file a court document that's stamped May 17th here in Hurley. Now, either this court is not a real public court of record, or Nina Pasterpak, the county clerk in Kingston, is really being very negligent in not giving honest service. And as horrible as it was, being beaten by the policeman, smashed on the hood of his car, and we'll see what the dash camera shows, I can assure you, to have a voice that's not able to be heard in a court in the county courthouse, it's a profound violation. I don't know if many people catch this yet, but this is a legal court document. If this is a legal court, if this is not a legal court, then maybe that's why Nina Pasterpak wouldn't file under miscellaneous our declarations.
I think what's also going on here, though, also is that the court is being forced to prosecute a case that probably downright they don't want to have to prosecute. And the unfortunate thing that's happened here is that the Conservative Party of the state of New York just yesterday, within the last 48 hours, scuttled Governor Cuomo's attempt to decriminalize up to 25 grams of marijuana completely. And so everybody in Albany was in agreement on this. This was a agreement in principle for legislation that the governor of New York, even the mayor of New York City wanted, in order to facilitate his continued illegal and unconstitutional stop and frisk of people in New York. But they're having to process so many people that they get for small amounts of marijuana that in order to continue that constitutional violation in New York, they wanted to throw out all of the marijuana stuff. But the head of the Conservative Party in New York, who is also a member of the Partnership for a Drug-Free America, wanted to was saying that, oh, well, if we throw this out, if we throw out the marijuana laws, what message will it send to the children? And that's the same excuse that these people always make, and the reason why they make it is because the Partnership for Freedom, Drug-Free America, is sponsored by Big Pharma. Because the people who really have the big finances to lose, and you always follow the money trail in all of this, is that Big Pharma will lose a lot of money by people self-medicating with marijuana when they have a number of conditions, and they don't want that. So they send out their henchmen from the partnership, as it's called now, in order to try to scuttle this. And the head of the Conservative Party in this state threatened to disassociate the Conservative Party from supporting any Republican in Albany who was going to vote for this marijuana decriminalization and legalization bill. And that's what's going on.
Thank you. And Shelley from the Woodstock Museum.
I just want to say that when something gets reduced from a misdemeanor to a violation, in the end what happens is the court just makes money. And that's what court seems to be about these days. In fact, the prison system, because it's really owned by stockholders and it's been privatized, the agenda is to keep prisoners because stockholders need to make money. That's what the capitalist system is about. And I'm beginning to feel it's the same thing with the court here. They really don't have the charges to keep these two people. They don't have jurisdiction, but they've come up with something that they think might be the solution. If they just get some money, maybe it'll cover what costs have been put out. And it's been done before. They never returned Joe's money from another bust, and he went free from that.
2 other busts, right?
Yeah. Well, I didn't know about the money from that one, too.
From 2 other busts. They never give you back the money when they take it. And even when we got arrested in Saugerties, they put $5,000 bail on me and bail on my son, and when we asked the judge to give the bail back, he denied it. So not only did they take our money, but they never even gave us back the bail.
That was a judge that said Supreme Court rulings have no merit. That's why I was so hard on Michael Jordan to say, do you recognize Supreme Court rulings? He didn't say it that enthusiastically when I pushed him. He did say it, but he said something about this state of New York, which may not be what we think it is. That may be a private corporation. So there may be corporate rules that he's going by. That's why jurisdiction is so important. You have to know where you're standing.